All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. I'm also going to cover XRP update. So, since yesterday, I started making the video. I was making the video right as kind of we were topping out here. And since then, we have seen a bit of a correction down on Bitcoin. We are still holding our larger 1 hourly ascending channel trend. So until we lose this trend, we have to assume that Bitcoin is going to continue just grinding to the upside. Now, as far as that scalp position goes, that scalp back test of the weekly, if I zoom in here, I did post about this in the Discord real time, but we did not get that scalp play out for us. And I did post in Discord that I wasn't going to take it because we weren't seeing bullish divergences on any low time frames, and we were also not seeing bullish absorption on any CVD indicator. So we did come down. We got a small bounce from it at first, but it was just a small bounce. Actually, let me get rid of these EMAs real quick. You can see that we did reject from the EMAs from that. And then we continued down. We busted through it, kind of back tested it, and then we rejected. We were trading in a smaller descending channel until early this morning. So if I take a descending channel from the highs to this next lower high here, and then I bring it down to these lows, you can see we were trading kind of in this descending channel, broke it to the upside, kind of back tested it, and pumped back up to our weekly, where we did reject just an hour or so ago from our weekly here. We fell to the bottom of the channel, and the channel is still holding. So we are still respecting the trend. Now, yesterday, after we topped out here, we got this slow descending channel grind down, and I did talk about our bigger area of support was going to be the back test of the value area high. And this value area high is from the large daily range from November 11th to present day. And our value area high is right about 102K. So we did front run it just by a little bit, but it's an area. So we came back down to that general area of support, tested it as support. It was also the bottom of the channel. That's why we kind of topped out or stopped a little bit before actually touching the value area high. And then we made the move back up to the weekly, back tested the weekly, and we're kind of just in the process of that back test of the weekly, rejected to the bottom of the channel again. Now we're pumping up just here on this hourly candle. We're continuing to trade in this trend here. One thing that I forgot to show you guys in yesterday's video, and this is very important, this is a very important trend that is happening on much larger time frames. We're in a pitchfork, and I've actually been trading this pitchfork for a couple months now, because remember, this pitchfork, the band through here, it was acting as support multiple times through here. When we lost it, we back tested it a couple times here, and then we made those 89K lows. But we also can zoom out here, and you can see that the top of the pitchfork is where we rejected from our all-time high. And the tops and bottoms of pitchforks, if I've shown you anything over the past week, you know that these are really respected quite well. And so now the top of our pitchfork, depending on time frame wise, it's going to be around 112 to 113K, depending on how long, 112 to 112.5, depending on how long it takes us to get there. If we start to form more of a bigger range here, it can come up to about, 113 or so, anywhere in this area here. So we'll kind of be watching that to see that is a major level that I'm going to be looking at as a possible rejection zone. Our 4-hour oscillator, market cipher B, we are seeing money flow continuing to rise up. We do see our momentum wave starting to curve over and maybe come to the upside again. Even if we come up, another thing I'm watching for is a swing failure pattern of the all-time high. So if we kind of do this and continue to grind up in this hourly channel up to this area here, we'd be making higher highs on the price action, and then our momentum wave, it would on the 4-hour, we could start to curl over, come up, form another lower high here. On the momentum wave, we'd be making lower highs on the oscillator. And we could see a 4-hour bearish divergence into our all-time high or even into our top of our pitchfork. We'll just have to see how that plays out. As far as support goes, we still have our first main area of support as the value area high here. We did front run that yesterday, so we have an internal liquidity grab of yesterday's lows here into the value area high. We could expect an SFP of these lows into that value area high as a potential support zone. Now that is a lower time frame support, but it is a higher time frame bullish back test of the value area high. And then our second major level of support is, once again, now that when we broke this band to the downside and then we pumped straight through it, we did see on the daily, if I zoom out onto the daily chart here, you can see that we did pump all the way through it. On the daily, we did wick back into it on that long from 2 days ago, but we closed our daily above it, confirming above bullishness above that pitchfork band, and then we continued higher to the highs that we made yesterday. Also on the 4-hour chart, if I zoom in onto the 4-hour chart, you can see that we came back down. We got our long position from that long that we were looking at. We busted above the pitchfork, and on the 4-hourly, we came back down to test it as support, and then that's when we made that last little parabolic move that we were seeing yesterday. So the band is now going to be acting as a major support level. If we look at our 382, our Fibonacci pull from the 89K lows all the way to the highs that we made, our 382, which often acts as support or resistance in a strong trend, is right at the band support. And then we also have our anchored VWAP from the 89K lows at that band support. And we have a naked weekly point of control. If I come in here and we turn on the periodic volume profile set to the weekly, you can see we have a naked weekly point of control there. Actually, let me fix this. Let me get this up to where it's supposed to be. There we go. Naked weekly point of control there. And we also have a naked daily point of control there. So that's our naked daily point of controls there as well. So we have a lot of support at this about 100K to 99.5 area is a major level of support where if we do drop to that, I will be looking for confirmations to take along to bring it up to all-time highs. I do still think that it's highly probable that we do come take the all-time highs, even if we see a larger correction to the downside. If we do a Fibonacci pull from the high to the low and we look at our golden pocket is down here in this area. Let's see this box here. We have the swing. We have a swing failure pattern on lower time frames into our daily. Our daily's there. Now we also have our macro golden pocket of this move here is there as well. That's this swing failure pattern of this daily right before we tested the band and continued pumping on lower time frames. And I believe we had a naked daily point of control down there. Let me check that out. Or that might have been 92K actually. Let's see here. Yeah, 92K is our naked daily. So you can see the naked dailies also here at this 100K level. That's going to be a major support level to be watching. But for now, we are just continuing to grind up in this 1-hour channel here. If I zoom back in onto the 1 hour or this ascending channel, I mean, it's not really a time frame per se. I just like looking at it on the 1-hour chart. But as long as we hold this trend, we can expect to continue to slow grind up in this trend here. If we lose this channel, you guys, because so much liquidity is built up all through here, especially this last parabolic move here, we could see a long squeeze very quickly and flush out to at least 100K, if not lower. So we need to be paying attention to that area there. This is the swing failure pattern I was talking about here. We have the swing failure pattern into this golden pocket, the macro golden pocket, and it's the 0.5 from this low to this high here, our wave 1 here. So that's Bitcoin for you. Bitcoin is just continuing to trend. We'll keep an eye on it over the weekend. XRP here. Now, XRP yesterday, when I posted about XRP yesterday, we're just respecting this descending channel. I did expect this to be a bigger wave 4 correction that takes multiple days to complete. And so far, it's doing exactly what the trend was suggesting, or the technical analysis was suggesting. So if we come in here onto lower time frames, yesterday I did make a video. When I was making the video, we had just reclaimed the midline. So we were up in this area here, and we had just reclaimed the midline. I took the long from the reclaim of the midline, and I was talking about taking profit at the top of the channel and the bearish backtest of the pitchfork band that was holding so well as support through all of here. As soon as we lost it, we could expect a bearish backtest of it to confirm the rejection to continue down. So you can see we came up here, hit the top of the channel, and hit the we front ran the bearish backtest of that pitchfork though, and we front ran the channel just barely. So we made one more high, actually back testing the pitchfork band, and then we dumped. So I did take, let's see, I took the long from 323.8. I took profit at 329.5, pretty much. That was that top of the channel and the bearish back test of the band. And then I also shorted the back test of that band, and I took profit at the channel midline, the descending channel midline. So that here, when we rejected from here, I waited for the rejection for just a little bit. I shorted, and then I took profit right down here about when we touched the midline of this band, and I'm out of that long or that short. I should have kept more of it running. I just wanted to get in and out because I was going to sleep, and I didn't want to be managing trade or have a trade on my mind while I was doing that. So, all right, so we are continuing to grind down in this descending channel. We lost the pitchfork midline, this red midline here, which is important. We did come back up, bearishly backtest the midline of the descending channel, dropped again, we did a swing failure pattern of these lows here. Once we swing failed those patterns on a low time frame, we came back up to bearishly backtest the midline after losing it. And then we came down again and had another swing failure pattern of this low. And we had what's called a 3 drives pattern. So you could see a 3 drives pattern is when you swing fail the first low, then you come up, make a lower high, and then you come swing fail the second low that you just swing failed. That's considered a 3 drives pattern. So we had our 3 drives pattern play out. We were able to pump up above the band pitchfork midline, back tested the pitchfork midline to the dollar, came up to the top of the channel just a couple hours ago. I think that was like 2 hours ago my time, 2 or 3 hours ago. We rejected from the top of the channel, and now we're kind of chopping right around this band here. I do expect this correction to continue to the downside, so I do expect us to lose this band here and continue. If we look at our local golden pocket move from the lows that we made to the highs here, you can see our golden pocket is coming in right around that pitchfork midline, or channel midline, descending channel midline. Now, if it takes some time to happen, if we kind of chop around for a bit, we could see it still align with the midline. It would just be more over in this area here. So we could maybe chop for a bit and then come down to this. I do like the golden pocket a little bit better. Like a quick flush to the golden pocket within the next couple of hours would be pretty nice here to come down, hit into the golden pocket, hit into our midline of our band, and then just continue chopping for the weekend. We do have now the liquidity grab of this low and this swing failure pattern into the bottom of the channel. This would be nice. This level of support here is a pretty nice support here, but it is a smaller time frame support. I don't expect that to be the end of the move. The nicer support level that we have is right down here in this box. So let me zoom out here. Let's go on to the hourly chart. You can see that our pitchfork band of support is right here, the bottom of the channel. So if we continue grinding for a bit, the bottom of the channel is going to be aligning in our pitchfork. And we have our golden pocket pull from this last move, the last time we bounced from the band up to the highs of the pitchfork. We have the golden pocket from this move here that is in this band of support here. So this band is like from $3 to $2.95. That is going to be our first major level of support that I'm going to be looking for longs at or take profits on shorts at. And then our level below that is this box here, which is the same fib pull from this low to this high. We have our 786 there. We have our 0.5 Fibonacci pull, and that's of this much bigger from these lows to this high. We have our 0.5 there. We have the bottom of our pitchfork. And if you guys learned anything the last few days with these pitchforks, is the bottoms and tops of pitchforks, just like the top here rejected us pretty much perfect. And on Ethereum, the bottom of our pitchfork pumped us like crazy, perfect. The bottoms and tops of pitchforks are strong support levels. So we do have the bottom of our pitchfork here right around this area as well. And we have a naked daily point of control here as well. So this area about 286 here, 286 to like 282 is going to be a really important level of support. Just these 3 levels. And then of course we've definitely got lower down here, but we'll watch that as time comes. We do have the much bigger pitchfork here, the top of the much bigger pitchfork, and the small pitchfork aligns up here around, what is that, 365, 367-ish here. But I do expect this wave 4 to correction to continue for a little bit longer. You can see our wave 2 correction was pretty long here. So our wave 3 correction, or our wave 4, excuse me, we might continue for a couple more days correcting down here. This is setting up, though, for a possible explosive fifth wave, you guys, because if we look at this as a bull flag, now I'm not going to trade this as a bull flag, but we could be looking at this as a bull flag. Our volume was increasing on the entire pole. You can see at the end of the pole, we had a big volume spike right at the end of the pole, right before the end of the pole. And then since our flag has been forming, we've generally been seeing this decrease of volume here. And that's a volume confirmation on a pitchfork or on a bull flag. So if we continue to grind down, maybe even to the bottom of the the bottom of the pitchfork here, and then we could see our bull flag play out. We would see something like this into this major support. Boom. That could be a level where we're looking, and it would be right around $4.13, $4.12 here. Now, I'm not looking at that as my main target, a take profit area target for wave 5. I'm just showing that's a possibility of something that can happen. Oftentimes when we do see fake outs on bull flags, so let's just be aware of that. But this could be forming a bull flag. So we'll continue to just watch this slow correction to the downside. The second we break this descending channel to the upside, I do expect some follow through. All right, so that's kind of it. As far as our oscillator goes on here, so our money flow is still curving down. We are not seeing any bull divs yet on the 1 hour. If we zoom out onto the 4-hour chart, our 4-hour momentum is still curving down. Now, money flow doesn't look the worst here. So money flow does look like we might be kind of flattening out and maybe seeing another curve of money flow up. If we do reclaim the pitchfork midline, we might make a move to the top of the channel again. And if we break the top of the channel, I do expect a bigger move to the upside. As far as our daily time frame goes here, we are topping out with bearish divs on the daily. So you can see this. Higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the momentum waves possibly. And we could see a bigger correction to the downside on XRP here. But the bull divs, daily bull divs will take some days to confirm and to play out. So we'll just kind of watch that. Also, as Jason teaches with these RSI bands, when the two RSIs come together like in one point, especially at the top of a trend, you can see a reversal to the downside. Last time that happened, our two bands came together here, and then we did see a bit of a correction here. All right, so that's kind of what I'm looking at on XRP. That's what I was looking at on Bitcoin. We'll just continue to watch this range over the weekend. It does look like we're starting to reclaim this pitchfork midline, but it's early, so let's watch this. If we do a very local fib pull on the 12-minute chart from the highs to the lows, our golden pocket 786 area could be coming in right about the top of the channel. Actually, more of our 786 is about the top of the channel here, so we could be watching for that to play out. All right, everyone, have a good day. Have a good weekend.